Hey guys, F Train here. I just wanted to say hi because I haven't said hi to you guys in a while, and haven't seen my face, and I haven't seen your face. So it was kind of a bummer that I didn't really get to know you guys as well as I would normally have because we were only together for like a month and a half, I guess. And most of the time we've been remote. But anyway, I hope you're all doing okay. Um, you know, hasn't been such a great year, I would say, 2020, but hopefully it will get better as the year goes on. Um, anyway, I just wanted to also give you a heads up about your final project for engineering. Final project is going to involve building a model building on Tinkercad. Okay, because Tinkercad is one of the skills that hopefully you will have um, you know acquired or you know improved in this course. And if you ever do become an engineer, it's computer aided design is something that will be part of your life as an engineer. And so, Tinkercad is a nice introduction to that. Anyway, let me just share my screen and show you what the project's going to look like. Okay. All right. So major assessment number 2, project number 6, famous buildings of the world. Okay. Um, you are going to build a scale model of one of the world's famous buildings. I've included a list of ideas, and I'll show you those in a minute. You can choose a different building or even create your own building, but I don't want you to just make a square box and say, "Ooh, look at here's my building." Okay. So I wouldn't want you to do the old World Trade Center, which was basically just two boxes. Okay. It has to be something interesting, and the more interesting, the more detailed you are, the better your results. Okay, so here's what you need to do: determine the scale. First thing to do is determine a scale. Okay, so because if you're making a model, obviously you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. 100 meters or 500 meters tall or something like that. Okay. So generally what engineers do is come up with a scale. For example, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 meters, and then use that scale to make your model. So for example, the Empire State Building is about 381 meters tall. So if you wanted to do this in Tinkercad, you might use 1 to 10 scale. 1 centimeter is 10 meter scale rather, meaning you would make your Tinkercad model 38 centimeters tall, 38.1, okay? But also make sure you use the correct width as well. Otherwise, your building will not look proportional. You'll have like a short, squat Empire State Building or whatever, okay? Then you're gonna build your model on Tinkercad. Now here's the thing. One thing you might wanna note is that a lot of buildings have repeating features. So let me show you an example of some of the buildings that I have here. Um, so for example, if you were gonna do like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, okay? You could see that if you were to just build like one of those rings, then you could just kind of repeat it, stack it up on top of each other. It doesn't, it's not like you have to do everything, um, you know, from scratch. Okay. You could think of modules, or like if you were going to do the Sydney Opera House, if you built one of those, it looks like it repeats here. You could maybe squash it a little bit or whatever. Okay. Um, all right. So anyway, that's just something to keep in mind. Work smart. If you were going to do the Parthenon, for example, you might build one of those columns, and then you would just, repeat it, however many 16 times or whatever that is. Okay. Um, okay. Anyway, that's the one thing. Now, one thing I want you to do is, now there's lots of pictures of screenshots of buildings online that you can check out, but I really do not want you to just, take a screenshot of something that somebody else built and then submit it, okay? So to make sure you're not tempted to do that, I know none of you would ever do that, but make sure you're not tempted to do that. Your final submission should include at least 5 screenshots showing your building approximately 20, 40, 60, 80%, and then finally 100% complete, okay? So I wanna see the progression as you are building this, okay? And then when you're finished, I want you to write, take the engineering design process, which we've used several times already this year, and I'll show you an example below, and you know, write a sentence or two under it, and then turn in your final submission as a Google Doc with your screenshots and your engineering design process summary, along with a cover page. You can either work by yourself or with your partner. It's up to you. And this project is due on Friday the 19th, okay? Also, by the way, if you have any other makeup work you want to turn in, it has to be turned in by June 19th, okay? Friday, June 19th, that is 2 weeks from today as I'm recording this, okay? Again, here's some building ideas. You can choose something else. I just, you know, pasted these from Google, but there's some really cool ones. One of my favorites is, which one is that? This one, Casa Mila in Barcelona. It's one of my favorite buildings of all time. So you get extra credit if you do that one. Just kidding. Actually, maybe you will, because I'll like it so much that I'll probably give you a really good grade. Here's the engineering design process. You guys should have a more detailed summary of that in a previous assignment. I can maybe attach that as well onto this thing. And then here's an example of 100% done. This is a Chrysler building. You can see the detail and everything like that. But, you know, obviously this whole part here, you know, is pretty simple. You could build that and then just copy it, you know, and then it would just be a matter of building these things. You could copy that as you turn, you know, so, you know, you, again, work smart. But again, you need to include 5 screenshots showing your progression. So you would have to, and you know, just don't break it up and, you know, include, you know, don't break this up into 5 pieces and stack it on top of each other and call that your progression, okay? Because I'll be able to tell if you do stuff like that. Okay. Anyway, great, great talking to you, and I hope you have a great weekend. And, you know, of course, let me know if you're having any problems with anything, and if you need any, you know, any help with this project, okay? Take care and talk to you soon.